Some people take air for granted, for others, air is a luxury. No, it's true. It's true. It's really sad, but it's true. There are people, I think it's China, I think, is the one where the air is really, really, really bad, like, quality over there. I'm pretty sure that's it. It's just is really, really sad. And it sucks that, okay, I'm sorry. Neon's about to go on an anti-capitalist rant. I'm very sorry. I apologize ahead of time. But, like, yeah, India too. I totally forgot. Yeah, that's true. India too. But, like, these fucking companies don't give a shit about the fact that they're polluting the air for the other people, like, living where their factories and shit are, because it makes them money, versus, like, switching to something green that's more sustainable and overall, like, it's even more, like, cost effective. But a lot of these companies see one big purchase up front and they're like, yeah, instead of like the cheaper fucking, like, we'll just buy all this fuel, instead of putting up the fucking money to do solar panels and wind power and shit like that. It's fucking insane to me that how many companies don't see it as a long-term investment, but I'm sure that even the ones that do are looking at it as like, ah, well, I don't want to do that because then I'm making less money off of the coal and oil industries. It's just like a whole fucking nightmare mess. Like, why? You would think that these people who are fucking making these terrible, terrible decisions for the environment would acknowledge that it's their planet too, and if they keep it up, then we all die. But that's not how it works, and it makes me mad. It makes me fucking grumpy. Makes me grumpy. People are so mean and so cruel to the environment, and it just drives me up the fucking wall, because it's like, how dare you? All depends on their margins. If your competitors are undercutting you by shitting into the atmosphere, you have to choose between shitting on the environment or your rice bowl. Yeah. Which is fucking shitty. Like, it's so shitty that it all comes down to money at the end of the day. It's all about how much money you can make. And it's fucking terrible because so many of these people that actually have all of this fucking money, like, they'll never be able to spend it in their lifetime. There's so, like, billionaires have so much fucking money that it's insane. It is wild how much money these people have. It's just, there's no, I don't know. I don't understand. I just don't understand it. You make so much money by, like, cutting people down is shitty. And that's why policy exists and is so important, because the only people that can coordinate everyone playing nice is the law. And the law does fuck all if the fucking politicians are in the corporos' pockets, though. That's what sucks, is it's all about money. Like, no matter what, it's all about money. You have companies or lobbyists who are donating to politicians, which means the politicians owe them something and they have to work out their fucking laws in their favor. It's shitty. It's all shitty. I never really got how America allowed lobbying to be a thing. Because you need money. So basically the way that I interpret it working was like, either you allow a company to lobby, or your candidates never have an opportunity to be voted in, essentially. Because in order for people to know who you are, you have to advertise, and it costs a lot of money to advertise. A lot of money to advertise. So people are just like, well, we'll just, you can donate. It'll be a generous donation, but there's always some shady shit under the table. It's never just straight up like, it's because, so, anybody has the ability to donate to any political candidate they want to here in America. You can vote for anybody you want. Or vote, sorry. You can donate to anybody you want. But if you have, small hometown Joe over here who can only spare to donate $5, and then Mr. Coca-Cola, who can donate $1 million, Mr. Coca-Cola just paid for your TV ad so more people know who you are. And Mr. Coca-Cola is only going to vote for you if you have policies that you support that Mr. Coca-Cola benefits from. So, ultimately, a lot of the a lot of the candidates that a lot of big businesses end up supporting are people who already promote policies that are going to be helpful to the business. Excuse me, because the business has just as much right to donate to a candidate as your average everyday Joe. That's why it's so shitty. The money is unfortunately the powerhouse of the American society. If you have money, you can make shit happen. That's just the way it works. And it sucks because even if you're a good person, even if you work hard, you may never get to a point where you will be able to afford even just basic living needs because of the way the system works. It's really shitty. Thank you, Nira, for having me drink water. I did drink it. I don't know if you heard it. Yeah, but money doesn't make right. It's true. It does not make it right. But unfortunately, especially now, like I've talked. So my mom recently got into a position at her job where she had to be a manager, right? And as a manager, she was like, she was kind of looking at everybody's sales and like determining what was a sale and approving sales and all this other stuff, right? And she noticed in this position that a lot of people were like flubbing their numbers so that they could either keep, thank you for the stretch, excuse me. So they could either keep the sale or make it the sale look a lot better than it actually was, or would claim they made a sale when they didn't actually make a sale, right? And my mom was really upset because my mom is a little autistic, just like myself, which means that we have a very strong sense of justice and integrity. And my mom was seeing all of this stuff, and she's like, there's no integrity here. And it made her, like, it actually made her break down in tears because she was like, I just don't understand why, like, this behavior is rewarded. Like, I have team members getting mad at me because I'm shooting back sales that aren't actually sales or where they did sketchy bullshit to get to their numbers. And I was like, that's because that's what the system rewards. The system rewards you cheating and finding your way to, like, not what's the word I'm looking for? Exploit. The system rewards you finding ways to exploit the system versus being somebody with integrity and willing to work like hard. It's just the way that the system works now. If you can cheat, if you can find a way around all of the rules and stuff that are in place to make it work for you, you are more likely going to get like the raise or the position or the bonus or whatever, because the system does not the system does not encourage working hard anymore. It was different back when like the industrial revolution started, and it was like the people who made names for themselves in business were people who had their boots on the ground and who were working, and hard work was rewarded because the people back then understood that hard work, like, your workers are the people who make things possible. Like, that's it's definitely a different mindset, I think. I mean, obviously things were less safe and people were still taking advantage of the lack of laws and stuff back then, but generally hard work was rewarded because people understood that you as the little guy were doing a good chunk of the work for the guy who owned the company. Now you're just a number on a screen, and that's what sucks. Is no matter what, no matter where you go now, because of the environment that the economy is in, you will always be just a little guy. You will always just be somebody that ultimately the big boys don't give a shit about because they just see you as somebody who is expendable and replaceable. It's not about the work you do anymore. It's if you fit in the cog of the machine. That's it. It's really shitty. I sound like a full-on anarchist. I'm all of this to say, money doesn't necessarily make it right. But the system, the way it's built right now, definitely rewards you for not working hard, but by exploiting the system in place, in my opinion. There's no reason to work honestly when you can be rewarded for doing less work or for tweaking your numbers just enough to make it look like you know what you're doing. There's no reason to work hard when you can just lie and still get the numbers you're after. And who's gonna fucking argue with you? Who is going to tell you that you're wrong? Because all they care about is the output. All they care about is what numbers you got, the revenue, that's all they care about. So if your revenue is high, then who cares if you are exploitive in getting it? You know what I mean? I think it depends on the boss in the company. A smart and efficient boss would care about honest good work, so he'd change the systems to support that. That's true, but a lot of companies don't do that anymore. You'll see more of that in like mom and pop shops, and even companies like, believe it or not, I don't know how many of you guys like know about the history of like McDonald's, but McDonald's is a great example. McDonald's was originally just a little family-owned business that made really good burgers and people really loved their stuff. And some rich fuck came by and said, "Oh, we should like monetize this. We should franchise this." And the owners were like, "No, we don't want to do that. This is our little family owned business. This is what we want to do. This is how we're going to do it." And so the fucking asshole, the guy, the founder is what they call him, the founder of McDonald's, he ended up buying the land from underneath the little guys and charged them an exorbitant amount of taxes and rent on the land so that they couldn't afford to keep running the business and had to sell it to him and to pay off their debt. And ultimately he took it and made it the franchise that it is today. So even if you are a small business, even if you value integrity and everything, ultimately the big companies can do some shady fucking bullshit that's still legal to get around that because they have the power, they have the money to do it. It's all about the money that you have, because the more money you have, the more influence you have, the more ability there is for you to influence what is what's going on in your favor. Which is just, it's just shitty. Like, it's so shitty that the American society in particular, I feel, relies so much on money. On money. It's fucking wild. Hey, I'm just looking at a country with stuff like this cracked down by the government. Absolutely. I think that's a huge benefit. I think the government should do more to stop that kind of thing. But unfortunately, the government is in a lot of these big boys' pockets, so it doesn't fucking do any good. Okay, I'm done with my rant. Thank you guys for coming to Neon's TED Talk. Thank you for coming to Neon's anti-capitalist rant.